What's going on, guys? It is T90, and right now, what I have for you is, I guess, on Voobly, what you could call a noob game. And the rankings for these guys, well, it's a mirrored matchup on Arabia, and the rankings for these guys is between 1450, 1550. Well, actually, you have the ratings on the bottom side there, the spectator dashboard. So 1493 for Blue here, who's playing as the Turks. Scarbo. Um, and so he's playing as the Turks, 1493. And then in the red, Sour U. I don't know if I'm getting these pronunciations correct, but they're not actually pro players, so I doubt they'll see this and care. But he's playing as the Turks as well, and he's 1573. Now, uh, I'm going to label this as a noob game on my channel if it is half decent and it ends up getting to YouTube. But something worth noting for you guys is that this is on Voobly, and I know that when I first started on YouTube, um, I had a Bald Eagle vs. Pixels series, and that was on Steam, and the guys were let's just face it, comparatively to Voobly quality, not very, very good. So I'm excited to see what this entails, because it's not going to have top-class micro or top-class, you know, economy, but, that there could be some real quality here compared to what I've showed you in noob games before. Obviously, it could be really good. So I want to show you guys this both on Twitch and both on YouTube. So let's take a quick look at the maps here, guys. Sour U first, and playing as the Turks. Maps gonna be, well, unit choice, excuse me, gonna be important and interesting because, well, they're not all that uh, oftenly seen, and so I don't know. It looks like right now we see Sour going for 4 on wood, so he could possibly going for a Drush, but I don't know. Drush Fast Castle with Turks. You could easily go feudal as well. So that's kind of why I like this matchup thus far. But anyway, as far as the map goes, this wood is a nice wood line. But could be exposed possibly with a tower later in the game. Much better than this wood line, though, which is very much so in the front. So I think this is a good choice for him. All other wood lines very far away for him. His gold isn't in the worst location, as if any pressure comes in, it is kind of close to the TC, but it is exposed. It doesn't look like any walling would really be happening except in the late game for Sour U. Now for Scarbo, as far as his map, much better actually. His wood line's much closer to the TC. Again, a tower could potentially come in later on the game downhill on this wood line, but he has an easier wall on this side, so not really the worst for him. He also has a wood line on back here on this side. Not the worst, but far from his TC. He could wall here. Long wall for him, so not ideal. And this wood line, not really ideal to collect from as well. So it looks like both these guys have like one decent wood line. His gold, close to his TC, as was Sour U's. And, not the worst location, though. It's not like it's downhill. It's not the worst. So notably, I would say that these guys don't really have the worst map, so I can't really blame anything on the map. Uh, Sometimes you'll see that these games could really, you could say that the map could ruin it in a sense, that the wood lines could really be poor, or that the golds could be really exposed. And later in the game, you could say, well, one player had an advantage, but right now, I'm not really seeing that. Only advantage I'm seeing, taking a quick look at the deer at least, for Sour U. Sour U's deer, well, he has 3 of them. They are a little bit farther than what you're seeing for Scarbo. Kind of close to his TC, which is nice for him. So, these guys have a lot on wood. And we haven't seen a barracks out yet. We haven't seen a drush. That's something that I would have done if I would have had a little bit more on wood. So again, these guys are below the 1600 mark. The sad part is that I am 1550, and I can point out some small flaws in the choices of these players. And Sour U is actually higher than me, but yeah, I mean, I don't care about ELO. I just care about getting some good games in. It looks like these guys getting up their barracks now. and they're going to be going for some feudal pressure and a little bit of deer luring coming in from Scarborough as well. As we said, his deer were quite close. And let's see, we have a stable choice from Scarborough and stable choice from Sour U. And of course, more of a transfer over to what is going to happen now. And I will slow it down just a little bit more as the game's, of course, speeding up. This is a live game, so we are watching something that has happened at least in the last 10-15 minutes. And of course, if this game really dragged on, it was in the last hour. So Scarborough, that's just unlucky, really. His other sheep are out there. Probably assumed at this point that that his sheep were stolen, but that's not the case. He's actually just missing them. And spears coming out for both these players along with a couple scouts. Any transfers to gold? Well, actually, we had the transfers to gold, and getting the archers out quite early, it looks like, is going to be the choice for Sour U, as opposed to a little bit late for Scarborough in comparison. Decent engagement over on this side for a moment there for Sour U, trying to 4v1 that scout for Scarborough, but there is a spear there that's going to push Sour U away. Over on this side, spears 1v1ing, and a couple of Scarborough's scouts teaming up on a villager and going to get a villager kill, also going to kill that spear. And these scouts now have a bit of time to focus down those gold collectors or focus down those wood collectors, and they haven't done that just yet. Now, all this time, of course, these scouts not really doing all that much for Sour U. He's actually going to send them back. Villagers engaging here, and he's surely going to lose another villager, is Sour U. One going down, and a spear's coming in now. Now's the time when Scarborough needs to either commit to that weak villager or get out. And, oh, you don't want to get out that way. There's a spear there, man. And he did get the villager, but he lost another scout. I feel like he could have avoided that. And now it looks like Sour U has retreated. And he's attacking the spear. No, don't attack the spear, man. Don't. Oh, man. You could have used those two scouts against these archers coming out later in the game. Against these two scouts even. You could have teamed up with these three scouts, which are coming across now. And, you know, no gold collection for Scarborough right now. We have a awful lot of gold collection for Sour U. And he's making archers. Those archers are going to be able to push units off wood lines, gain some ground control. And once they get mass, they're going to be able to deal with scouts quite well as well. Now, skirm choice coming out from Scarborough, gonna be decent against the archers, but you know, ideally you don't want to be making just skirms, especially when there's still enemy scouts out. So we will see. Now, right now, these scouts that are still left, I mean, one of them is very weak. They're gonna come in and just push these villagers off gold for the time being. If they get too close to the TC, they're gonna die. That one was very weak, and then one did go down. And these units should certainly retreat. You know, you notice lots of wood and lots of gold for Sour U, but he's not creating any archers. So again, there we go. He's queuing up some units now. That's what we want to see. But the production, like, he has the units. He has the resources. So the production is just coming in out of every single military building right now for Scarborough. And if Scarborough continues to produce, which we aren't seeing from Sour U, it could really be a strong push. Lots of spears. Of course, any scouts that get near those spears are going to be completely obliterated. These skirms are going to do really good against the archers, as are these spears. And forcing a tower from Sour U. Very strong push from Scarborough. Remember, the lower ranked player here in this engagement. And gaining some decent ground control. And if he could push his way over to this wood line, that'd be a really strong win for him. He's actually going to focus down on this tower right now. doesn't want to lose those spears to the TC. It looks like he's already lost 1 or 2, 3. Remember, they die very quickly to arrow fire, so he's already lost quite a bit to the tower. But he's going to focus down the tower. I think the tower is going to go down to the scouts, which is insane. You know, just skirms coming out from... No archers left. Just skirms coming out from Sour U. And skirms aren't going to take down the scouts very well. I don't know. Repairs coming in from Sour U on the tower. I don't think, honestly, that Scarbo, with no units coming in, that he's going to be able to last there. Spears, of course, coming in to help out now, and going to take out the scouts quite easily. But that's still a really strong win. Right now, these guys are level at 36 villagers. Military, just 1 difference. And very exciting game. Very exciting game. You know, it doesn't have to be 2K plus all the time to give you some excitement. Scarbo up to the next age. Now, what's his unit choice going to be? Because he could go for some ranged units now. If he were to go for some archers now, he could upgrade them crossbow and, of course, do some real damage from range. And, of course, it's really nice to be able to get some production on the way up to the next stage. Now, saying that, if he were to do that, he would really be up against a lot of skirmishers. If he used this logic, he very well may just be waiting for knights because he likes knights and prefers knights. But, I mean, saying that, he would be up against an awful lot of skirmishers, so that's not ideal. And he might just be preferring the knight choice because he'd be up against skirms. Now, just like Scarbo had a push earlier, it looks like Sour U is taking a page out of his book and pushing as well. I mean, he has some units now. He's getting fletching, but the wall from Scarbo has occurred. You know, Sour U's going to have to go an awful long way, and we're going to see... He's going to see those units coming across. He's going to see it. If he pays attention there, because his units that were not really doing all that much there were just sacrificed. And he is going to have an awful lot of resources. He's going to have an awful lot of stone. He can get a castle up. He can have a lot for knights. He's also going to come in and remember the free light cav. He's going to send the light cav in at the gold. Clutch move. But there are some spears there. Or 1 spear, and are some units there. Why? No! Not the tower! Oh, dude! Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. No, why are you attacking the tower, man? I don't know why he chose to make the tower. And why he's not making any knights. But that... Oh, and why he's going handcart on 1 TC. But he's doing it, and it's happening. Now he's making knights. Okay. And Sour U has clicked up to the next stage. Okay, see, like I said, you know, they're mixing it up a bit. And, you know what, I have to sneeze, so BRB. You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm allergic to casting because my allergies, my sinuses, and everything involved get like freaky during my casting. But all the resources Scarbo just put in to the night production, and excuse me, the hand cart. And I'm not sure about this Janissary choice when there's so many skirms and obviously the crossbowman choice going to come in from Sour U. The play was so nice from Scarbo, who's doing so well, but Janissaries are not going to be that strong versus crossbows. And, you know, we have 3 archery ranges from Sour U. He's creating an awful lot. And, you know, Sour U can create out of 3 archer ranges at a time, while Scarbo can only create out of the 1 castle. I will say that Scarbo, he is going to be safe. If he's gonna need a little wall here, I'd say, but he is gonna be safe because that castle's there. But the military lead for Sario is 3 times what Scarbo has. So I don't know, but very nice. Being aggressive, these guys have had some nice aggression this game. Another thing to point out, second TC coming up for Sauryu. Have we seen that yet for Scarbo? No. And why do you think we haven't seen that? Well, I would hazard a guess that the 200 wood that was wasted in the handcart could have been used to build a second TC. By now, anyway. Still haven't seen it, and I'm wondering if that would have been a wise choice. All these crossbows gonna do a great job against the Janissaries, and well, we'll see it. We'll see it happen, and I don't know. Decent micro, I mean, certainly down. And look at that, not losing any Janissaries at all just yet. But, you know, we have Viper taking over for Scarbo for a moment. Like, because these Janissaries have range. They do outrange by 1. But look at this. These Janissaries. This Sauryu's not engaging. The Janissaries are just doing work. That's insane. And it's forcing, you know, Sauryu is now getting scale mail armor. And so, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna go Knights now? He's gonna get a siege works out. Absolutely insane. You know, if these crossbows get close, they can do. But you know, it's taking the words right out of my mouth. Scarbo's micro is absolutely nuts, and you know, looks like he's gonna win that engagement. I thought with the production that the crossbows could have, which it looks like they're not being produced right now. Not the best. Couple idols as well. I thought that the crossbows would be well off, but not very many units lost there at all from Scarbo. He's catching up in the military, getting up a second town center on the front now, and very nice. Knight coming out as well. That Knight could do a good job at taking out any potential siege that comes out from Sauryu. And another engagement here. Skirm's in there as well, though. You don't want to get in close with those Janissaries. You want to use your range, and he got out of dodge pretty quickly there. Now, we do want to pay attention to the villager count, guys. Villager count is rising for Sauryu because he's had these extra town centers, extra town center for a little bit longer. And, well, it's not too bad. He's 6 ahead now. Scarbo, he's getting up his second one. He does have enough, you know, he's still creating Janissaries. He's getting up his second one now. I'm liking the Janissary choice just because of the micro now and the fact that he's able to mass them. So that's really nice. He's gaining some map control as well. He doesn't want to lose a unit for free there. And he has some decent line of sight. He can see what's going on. Losing units, not keeping his units together. Running uphill, and not good. Over on this side as well. Gonna lose that engagement. And Scarbo, this is not really the best at all. These units are gonna attack the spears because the spears are closest. And like I said, the Janissaries are really not all that strong against the crossbows for what you pay for them. Crossbows are going to lead you into a fast castle a little bit better as well. There's a Mangonel from Scarbo, and nice hit. It was shooting uphill though, so it's not going to do all that. Oh, on a second shot it will though. And wow, Scarbo getting some really nice shots there. Back on this side, Sauryu cleaning up everything. And the military's now only 12 for Scarbo and 8 for Sauryu, so pretty much canceling each other out. But the Vills for Sauryu is now 11 ahead, and I'm wondering if he's close to a castle. Well, he's spawning more of a stone now, and he's not close to Imperial Age. He could get up a 3rd TC. I'm wondering if he's going to do that. That's really important to keep that production flowing. He doesn't have all that much in the way of farms. Mass stables. He could go light cap, remember, or eventually Hussar. But interesting he's building so many stables. He doesn't really have the food economy for that. But a castle's going up there. Why there? Sour, you can't see that, you know. Very nice position as far as Sour U's visibility. But, interesting position. I would think maybe you'd want to get that a little bit more forward, especially push forward with your siege, get a good win, and get it up on the hill. But anyway, Castle's going to go up for Scarbo. He is behind with the Vills by 12. You know, he needs to catch up. He needs to use his map control to boom, or at least just make a significant push. He is going to push through here. Push on this hill, which, like I said, that's a beautiful hill for a castle. I mean, seriously, all the other golds for Sour U, gold here, and so, oh, that would have been such a beautiful spot for it. But Scarbo, if he can engage here with his Mangonels, he misses with the first 2 shots. Knights are coming up from Sour U. Huge Mangonel shots, though. And the Mangonel shots taking the entire army of crossbows out. The Mangonels are still alive. Mangonel shot. And the Mangonels are still alive from Scarbo. Scarbo taking out the Mangonel from Sour U. And Scarbo's fight here, absolutely huge. And I wonder if he's still, that would just be amazing if he still could get another castle up. But this is absolutely insane. Only 22, only 22. He has 22 military here, killing villagers now as well. Sour U has no military. He's no Mangonels coming out. He's getting knights out. You saw the stables. He's going knights. The Janissaries in mass aren't too bad versus knights, but he's losing all these villagers. And it's not good. He's able to get the Mangonels. But the Mangonels aren't, if he's going knights, the Mangonels, who cares about Mangonels versus your knights? You're just going to throw these knights away to Janissaries now. And Janissaries coming out of 2 castles. Such a nice push. All these villagers not being addressed this entire time going down. And Scarbo's now taking the villager lead. He was 12 behind a moment ago. Scarbo has stopped making Mangonels, which I think is a wise choice. He's going to get 2 villagers down with that shot. He's really being aggressive. This has been incredibly aggressive. This is why we like to switch things up. This is absolutely awesome. He still has Janissaries over here, and he's getting them under the TC. Absolutely awesome. You know, Sour U has no clue. Like, watch the villagers die. You know, Sour U is now, this is the absolute, like, tank from Sour U, but also an amazing, amazing push from Scarbo. And Scarbo is the one that's 80 elo lower. Like, you know, this is nice. This is good to see. There's no gold access except for right here from Sour U. So, you know, this push is important. Push is really important for Scarbo. Take advantage of it. Mangonel here. Sour U is able. Yeah, Sour U is going to take out that Mangonel from Scarbo. And he's going to lose his. Janissaries do, with that 17 base attack, have a really strong attack versus Mangonels. Knights. So these Knights going to go down fairly quickly if they're focused down. These other Janissaries still picking off villagers and such. You know, total idols right now for Sour U is 25. You know, not a big deal. 25 idols, absolutely insane. The damage done from Scarbo here has been absolutely nuts. He has 0 idols. He's absolutely on the ball right now. And he's on the hill as well, which is huge. But he doesn't seem to see that this castle's going up. He did have a glimpse of it, but he's not going to do anything. And the only saving grace for him is that you know, Sour U still can't push out to this gold. You know, he could maybe sell some resources. Scarbo has 2 Janissaries right here. He's just idling this TC, and there's only 1 villager there, but just how awesome is that? He's pushing in now on this gold. I wouldn't be surprised if Sour U just gives up. He's still making knights. Does have some nice upgrades on these knights. I mean, gotta give him that. He did really commit to it. Now, of course, he's making a couple Janissaries of his own. He has no gold to continue that production, so he's going to lose the entire bulk of his knights here in this engagement. And once he does that, what's he going to have? His military is just going to disappear. And Mangonels from Scarbo on the last of the wood collectors on this side. And look at them huddling in the corner like they're hiding. Like, seriously, it looks as though they're huddling like they're cowering in fear. And there's the GG from Sour U. Wow. Wow. That was awesome. I loved that game. That was like one of the most exciting games just because there was no like pressure on it. Like there was no pressure where like the player had to do something miraculous because they were 2K plus. And yeah, like it was absolutely like Scarbo put so much pressure on. It was so good. I mean, I made fun of his choice with the handcart, but like, dude, get handcart straight into the Castle Age all day if you can play like that, and give me that type of entertainment. Yeah, great game, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Wow, that was a good game. That was a good game.